A while ago I put a video about the film about time, and I analysed it from a psychological perspective. There was a scene in that film between a dad and his son that sort of broke me emotionally. And you can see me break emotionally by going and watching that video of mine. If you're interested, I'll put a link on the screen for you. Anyhow, as a result of that video, someone messaged me and said, look, you need to watch this clip of a singer on the program American Idol. And so that's what today's reaction is going to be. I hope you enjoy it.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Very well. So tell us who you are, where you're from.
My name is Tongi, and I'm from Kahuku, Hawaii.
Tongi.
Tongi. You pronounce the T's like a D in the Tongan culture.
Tongi.
Yeah.
Tongi. So tell us about your journey. How did you get here?
Well, I grew up in Kahuku, which is on Oahu, and I recently, like 3 years ago, I moved to Seattle.
Hey.
No, it's not the same, but it's still all right.
Well, it's definitely
It's not the same.
It's
different
all right, it's all
weather.
right. Yeah.
Why on earth would you leave Hawaii?
Price out of paradise. You know, that's what it is.
Ah,
Yeah, price out of paradise, and
I get it.
gotta move to a cheaper state.
We're fixing to get you priced back in Hawaii.
Yeah,
okay?
yeah. You gonna go back
Any
in?
chance, move back.
Yeah. I think you should buy
Is
an
your
island.
family there, or where's your family?
Most of my mom's siblings, she has 12 siblings. I have family in Hawaii, but my mom, we all live in Seattle.
So
And your dad?
My dad passed away like
Ah.
a couple of months ago.
Sorry, buddy.
So
That's all right.
who got you into music?
My dad, he taught me.
He's
when I was
the
very
reason
young.
for all this, huh?
Yeah,
Okay.
What's his name?
Rodney,
Rodney.
yeah.
I could tell he meant a lot to you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry, buddy.
I got it, man.
Oh,
What are you gonna do for us?
Song.
Take your time. It's okay, man.
go on, kid.
You know, when you love so deeply, you feel so deeply.
Yeah.
And so what you're just giving us right now is the fact you love that man so much. Okay,
Yeah.
we're there with you.
Damn right, Lionel Richie. Damn right. The more that you love, the more pain you feel. Easy way to avoid pain is just never to love. But you don't want that life. You want a life where you're loving. And so, yeah, you know, it's hard to watch this kid who's obviously heartbroken about losing his dad. But those feelings that we can see on him, they are a signal of the love that they had. And I think that it feels raw right now for this young man, Tongi. But over time, when he reflects, I think he'll see how lucky he was to have that love, because the pain, it reflects the love.
The song we sing is a song. It's called "Monsters" by James Blunt.
Monsters, okay?
Yeah, it's a song dedicating to my dad.
All right. You want to take a moment? You all right?
Yeah. I'm good. Yeah, you gotta relax a little. Oh, before they turn off all the lights,
What a voice he's got.
I wanna read you your wrongs or your rights. Time is gone. Oh, I'll tell you goodnight, close the door. I'll tell you I love you once more. Time is gone, so here it is. I'm not your son, you're not my father. We're just two grown men saying goodbye.
Flipping heck. Whew. I find it incredible he's chosen to sing this song. You know, because he would have anticipated, how am I going to hold it together? But he also had the wisdom to see, when you sing about things that are so personally meaningful, the power in it is so much more. Like, this is powerful now, isn't it? Like, those judges, they're going to crumble. I can tell you that now. They're going to crumble just like I feel that I'm crumbling watching it, you know? We're just two grown men saying goodbye. Oh.
No need to forgive, no need to forget. I know your mistakes and you know mine. While you're sleeping, I try to make you proud. So daddy, won't you just close your eyes? Don't be afraid, it's my turn to chase the monsters away. Sleep a lifetime, yes, and breathe a last word. You can feel my hand on your own. 'Cause I'm not your son, you're not my father. We're just two grown men saying goodbye. No need to forgive, no need to forget. I know your mistakes and you know mine. While you're sleeping, I try to make you proud. So daddy, won't you just close your eyes? Don't be afraid, it's my turn to chase the monsters away. Oh, sorry.
That's all right, man. That's all right, man.
Thank you.
I was not worried about whether you were going to make it through the song. I was worried about whether we were going to make it through the song. Your daddy is very proud.
Thank you so much, man.
I mean, what a fantastic song to pick.
Thank you.
Oh, I'm telling you.
I feel like you could have written this song.
Thank you.
I mean, you sang it, you delivered it, and you're making these grown men cry. You hit a nerve.
Thank you.
And that's what great storytellers do. That's what great artists do. And your voice is just so magnificent.
It really is.
Thank you.
I cannot handle your heart breaking about
Thank
your
you, man.
dad because,
Yeah.
you know, my nephew lost his dad and he came and lived with me, and just seeing you missing your dad just sucks. And gosh, man, you just got a great
you, man.
voice. You got a great voice.
Oh, thank you.
You just did everything perfect, and I love you, and I want to see you have fun in this whole thing, man. And
Thank you.
it's just awesome. Awesome what you just did. I mean,
He said some interesting stuff. I'm not sure who that fella is. I know the middle person is Katy Perry. I'm so cool, see. I know that the end person is Lionel Richie. That fella, I'm not sure who he is, but he said some really cool stuff there, which is when you see someone so young suffering, you know, like the weight of the world on their shoulders, you want to find a way to set them free. You want to see them have fun. You want to see them live like this carefree life where they've not been affected by stuff. And like the heartbreak there is that it can't really happen. It can't happen in the same way it would have happened if this young man didn't have that loss. Do you know what I mean? Of course he can go on and have plenty of fun in his life. But that memory of his dad and that sadness and that longing, you know, what he would do just to be with his dad again, that's never going to go anywhere. And so he's a different person now as a result of the loss. Yeah, they said something else about like the storytelling of it as well. The words mean so much more when they're meaningful to the people singing them. Like if I sing karaoke, I can sing lots of different songs about lots of different things, but you know, I don't really mean them. I could just be making sounds. You know, sometimes when you sing songs and you're just making the sounds, you're not really connecting with any sense of the words. Like, wow, like the connection between this person's experience and the words just make that all so powerful. And like the dude said on the end, like he's got such a lovely voice as well. So even like the tone of the voice adds to the viewer experience.
18 years old.
Yeah.
Let me just tell you something. The story is one thing. Your delivery of your story was phenomenal.
Thank you.
Luke, what's your
Obviously, I'm a yes.
You're going to be all right, Luke.
I'm a yes.
Thank you.
This one's for Rodney.
Yeah.
I'm a yes.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
It's a yes for me. And young man, you take this into the world. and you're going to fracture some souls.
Thank you so much.
The greatest thing we can say to you at this moment, you're going to Hollywood, man. Okay?
Thank you.
Oh, I got to give him a hug.
I know.
Oh, man, that was awesome, buddy.
Thank you, man.
Great job. Great job.
For all my life, my dad told me that singing is the only thing that was meant for me. The main reason why I did music is because of my dad. That's how me and my dad bonded. But ever since he passed away, you know, it's been hard. This was for Rodney. Yeah. For my dad. People thought I cried, you know, because I miss him, but it's because I hear him singing. I can hear his harmony. I can hear, like, how he would harmonize with me in that song. He always wanted me to go to American Idol to sing. So I'm trying to make him proud of me. I know he's with me. Through my music, he'll always be with me. Love you, Dad.
What a young man. You know, to have that level of talent, but also to be willing to show that vulnerability on a wider stage. You know, he's a role model for other young people out there that have lost a parent, which is such a devastating thing to happen, you know. And the thing is that, like, of course, when we see that, you know, we see that Tongi, I'm trying to get the saying of it right. You know, we see him there with Lionel Richie and Luke something or other and Katy Perry, and that's like the glory moment, right? But later on, that young man is going to go back to his house wherever, or his hotel room or wherever, and he's going to sit down, he's going to be in a room by himself, and the gravity of that situation is all going to come flooding over him. Do you know what I mean? How much that moment meant in the context of his history with his dad, and he's going to look up to the sky and he's going to say, "Dad, I made you proud." Which is, I think, the people that we love the most, that's what we want, you know. We want them to feel proud of us. We want to do things that represent them and represent the input that they've had for us. We want them to be proud of us. Yeah. It's a mad thing, this whole, like, father-son thing. I never really thought about it a whole lot until I had my own son, Max, 8 years ago. And then, like, you know, I still haven't really fully got my head around the depth of that relationship and, like, what that means for how I hold myself, what it means for who I am. Like, I'm a different person as a result of it. But most of all, I struggle to deal with the vulnerability of it all, you know? Like, that dad, I'm not sure what happened to him, if it was sort of like a sudden death or, you know, they knew it was coming. But one of the things going on in his mind would have been worry for his children and them having to navigate the seas of life without him. You know, it's a hard, you know, you don't want to leave. You want to be there as a constant source of support. You don't want your children to be vulnerable. You want to hold them up unconditionally forever, so they know no matter what happens, you've got their backs. And the dad would have been leaving planet Earth knowing he wasn't there to offer them that, which would have been just absolutely heartbreaking for him. I'm proud of that kid for going and doing that. Yeah. Funnily enough, so I've written a book called The Unbreakable Student, but to begin with, it was a book that was written to my own son. I had the thought, I watched The Lion King, the film The Lion King, and Mufasa dies in it. And when Mufasa died, this was around the time my son was 2 years old, I had the thought, oh my goodness, I could die, and like I need him to know some stuff. And so I started writing a book literally to my son the next day, and it was to be given to him as an 18-year-old. Sort of like in Sons of Anarchy, where the main character, Jax, gets given a manuscript that was written by his dad who's no longer alive. I was like, I'm going to do that. And so I wrote that a book just to my boy, because I was just like, if something does happen to me, I need to do something that will, in my absence, allow me to support you and pick you up because you're that important to me. I think Ian Tongi, when he has children one day, will love his father even more, because he'll see just how much of his behaviour was a manifestation of a deep, deep love for a child. Did he win it? Did he win it? I feel like he's bloody brilliant, and he sings with such heart and soul and stuff. Like, I'd be surprised if he didn't go a far way in that competition. I'll have to look it up after this. All right, thanks for watching this reaction video. I think this stuff is meaningful, you know. I think it gives us an insight into what's really important. We get so caught up on the small stuff. We sweat the small stuff, and then we see something like that, and we're just like instantly reminded about things that are important in life. All right, okay, take care. Bye-bye.